Hey guys, welcome back to the Rob Pop YouTube channel, your number one pit stop for all things Eurovision this year. And today it's time to get our ranking on as we reveal our top 10 for Eurovision 2024. And yes, that's right, you might notice I'm being joined by someone else today. This is my boyfriend, Patrick!
I guess you can call me Pat Pop.
No.
But today we are, as I said in the intro, we have given ourselves the task of ranking our 10 favourite songs from Eurovision 2024. We have not consulted with one another. I don't know what Patrick's list looks like. How did you feel compiling this list?
I struggled to find 10. I'm quite harsh. When I first hear a song, I'm quite critical. I take time to enjoy a song. I didn't even like Tattoo by Loreen the first time I heard it, and now I love it. I had about 5 or 6 that I loved, and then I was looking to fill the last 4 spots. But I think every song in the top 10 deserves to be that, and there's no bad songs this year. There's some mediocre songs, but there's no bad songs.
I agree with that. I feel like last year had stronger favourites, but then there were quite a few songs that I didn't like, but all the songs this year are great, but the highs aren't as high. I feel like you've always been a Eurovision fan, but I feel like being with me has segued you into being a bit stronger.
Yes, Rob Pop here likes to take credit for my love of Eurovision. I've watched it every year. I would say my first one that I remember was when Scooch represented the UK.
Yes.
I think what changed it for me as well, which was actually before I met you, but when Maneskin won, that really showed me that there were genuine recording acts that I would go and see live, that I would buy that album. And I'm sure that these acts have always been in Eurovision, but that really highlighted it for me, the quality of the music, and since then I've taken it way more seriously.
So yes, today we're going to be going from 10 to 1 individually, giving you our favourites. So I'm not going to waste any more time because you know that I love to do that. But before we do begin, it would be amazing if I could remind you to subscribe to this channel. We've flown past 600 subscribers, but I know we would both be begging you for a few more. So if you want to follow me all the way through to May, all the way through to Malmo, with plenty more videos to come, hit that subscribe button and come and join me along for the ride.
Don't forget, we're going to be in Malmo. I'm sure we'll have a little bit of content from Sweden. So if you want to be there, if you're not going, follow Rob Pop.
Good. That was good, that was good. So as ever, we've got our cup of teas or coffee at the ready. That's how we do it Rob Pop style. We're going to get going. I'm going to kick off with your number 10. What is your 10th favourite song of Eurovision 2024?
The country I have chosen for number 10 is Norway. And let's pause for a moment because we need an honourable mention for Super Rob.
Rob, why am I so ugly?
That's
If
true.
that had gotten through from the national final, that would be in my top 10. Not because of the quality of the song or the performance, but just for the pure catchiness and fun. The reason I have chosen Norway to be in my top 10, this one in particular isn't my favourite song. I haven't streamed it the most, but I really respect the quality and uniqueness, and I think uniqueness goes a long way in Eurovision. I want something that stands alone, is a good song in its own right, and I think Garta have really done that. They've showcased their own style, used Norwegian lyrics, and I know that rock and metal are really big in Scandinavia, and they've not shied away from that. The vocals are incredible.
True.
Those high notes.
True.
I read that the song is the story of a young maiden that undergoes a series of injustices, but by upholding justice and goodness, even in the toughest trials, she triumphs over evil and breaks the curse placed upon her.
Oh, I'm so glad you came up with that
So
yourself.
hopefully they can tell that story on the stage in Malmo.
That was good. You gave us an entire biography of that. I love it. This song just missed out for me. This is literally 11th for me, and I was touch and go. I love 13 songs. I absolutely love this song. I've grown to really appreciate it, and I agree with absolutely everything you said. That it showcases a totally different side of Norway, and it is a real standout moment. I definitely agree with you that this doesn't just blend in. So,
And
I'm
it's a
glad you love
change.
this.
It's a change from what Norway has done the past few years.
sure.
It's not a novelty act, even though their novelty acts have been really good quality. And the reason I included this, I was torn between, for my 10th spot, including Czechia. What's her name? Aiko.
Aiko, yeah.
Aiko. But the reason I included this over Aiko is because I thought it had that level of uniqueness.
Yeah.
Whereas hers is a really good song, and I probably listened to it more, but it blends in just a little bit too much, so she didn't make it. Sorry, you're number 11, Aiko. So, Robbie, what's your number 10?
Robbie, my number 10 keeps us in Scandinavia, but I don't think you'll agree with me on this one. I'm kicking off with Sweden. and I know you don't really care for this song. It doesn't really do a lot for you. But for me, I love a good, slick, polished pop song. Great staging, great vocals. This is the sort of thing that I do listen to outside of Eurovision, and I'm not about to penalise those just because it's a bit generic. It is a bit generic, but I do love myself a good like trance pop dance moment. This is something I've been listening to a lot.
I don't hate the song. I do like to call them Swedish Jedward, but I think it sounds really good. It sounds like a fully realised song. It will go down well in Euro Club and I'll be dancing away to it, but it's just not for me. I've nothing against it, but it's not winner level, and Sweden normally is always on that level.
I agree, it's not winner level. I mean, Loreen was my favourite last year. Cornelia Jacobs the year before was probably in my top 3. So this isn't as good, but again, it's another great pop song and I just have to respect them for that. So that's why they're here for me. I know plenty will disagree. Arguably, Norway is a better quality song, but I'm definitely going to be listening to this more. So that's why it got my 10th spot instead of Norway.
So, number 9.
Number 9 for you. Who's
Nueve.
number 9 for you? Nueve.
Number 9 for me is...
Check the notes, girl, check the notes.
I've gone for Ireland, Bambi Thug, and Doomsday Blue.
I know you're living a lie.
I would definitely listen to this if I heard it outside Eurovision. One of the songwriters is Cassiat, who I've been enjoying her music recently.
Yeah.
And I love like a gothic, artsy sort of performance artist, and Bambi Thug is definitely that. Bambi Thug has coined the term Ouija pop to describe their style, and I think that's a perfect summary. It's dark, scary, enticing, but we don't know how it's going to be staged because on Eurosong, the budget is minimal.
True, absolutely true.
The lighting was poor, the audio was poor.
So true.
I'm sorry to whoever made that show. Yeah. Like I feel like listening to that song and watching any videos of Bambi Thug's live performances, they are a much better performer than that. Bambi Thug could do anything. They could do something amazing. They might undersell it. We don't know what's going to happen yet. My other worry is I don't know how it's going to translate as a Eurovision song. It's a very good song to stream and listen to, but is it? It's not particularly anthemic. I think that worries me, but I think no one's going to listen to it and think that it was bad effort, that it was boring. And you know exactly who Bambi Thug is. It's not boring.
Everything you said, yet again, I do agree with, and I want this to qualify. Regardless of whether I'm in love with the song, I don't really find myself listening to this. It is a little bit loud and lacks a bit of melody for me in parts, so that's where I struggle with it, but I agree that I really respect that Ireland have done something different. They usually send really like beige wallpaper. So this is very interesting, and I'm not surprised that you've got a bit more of a rock leaning taste.
You still stream Brooke in the shower all the time.
I do still stream Brooke.
Yeah, Brooke was robbed. What was your number 9?
My number 9 is a song that I think you will have a fair bit higher. Is Spain's Nebulosa with Zora.
It is on my list, that's all I'm saying.
It is on your list, that's fine. We'll keep it stum, we don't want to know exactly where. This song I absolutely played to death when it won Benidorm Fest. And I think this is where the next month is going to be interesting because naturally I think like you gravitate to songs that you've just heard rather than ones that you've had around for like 6 weeks. So now I've just got April to just get used to every single song and having it in my life. So this might start to grow back up again, but this is such a unique entry. Nothing like this year. I still don't know how it's going to do. I still think it could do amazing. I still think it could absolutely bomb. None of that really matters though, because it's so fun. It's so standout. The lead singer is so watchable, so likable, and the song just kind of makes you smile. And I, for one, am very excited that we're going to be standing for the semi-final 2 jury show, which I know Nebulosa is performing at. And this is one that's going to have us jumping up and down, cheering, shouting back, Zora, Zora, Zora.
We already know the words.
Exactly, so I'm very excited for this. Hey, 9th is still great, and I still absolutely love this song to bits.
I'll save my verdict for when it appears in my ranking, but all I have to say right now is if there's any Spanish gays in Malmo watching Zora, I'll see you in the crowd.
There we go, we'll see you there. He is definitely a fan, so I'm interested to see where you've got Zora later. But we'll get there. No spoilers for now, spoiler free. let's take you to your number 8. What is your
Ocho.
8th favourite? Ocho!
Number 8, I've chosen Armenia by Ladaniva with the song Yako. I just thought it was fun, culturally representative. It taught me about Armenian culture, but not in a overly traditional way. It's still a fun pop song in the video. I don't know about her live performances yet, but the music video it shows she's like a fun pop girl ready to have a good time, but also represent her culture. She's beautiful, by the way. And she gets points for that alone. Beautiful voice, beautiful song.
Great gowns, beautiful gowns.
Did it appear in your ranking?
No, but this was number 12. So when I said that I loved 13 songs, my 8 down to 13 is like all level, and I didn't know how to break this up. I just don't play this as much, which is why it's not in my ranking. But if you watch the video where I react to this, it nearly made me cry because it was so full of joy, and it's exactly what Eurovision needs this year. I don't know anything about Armenian culture, but watching this makes you want to because it's such a feel-good entry. So,
and I think it's going to grow on us more and more the more we hear it, and I'm sure she'll bring it to life and teach us more about it.
I think it's made for a live performance. It's designed to have that live appeal. Yeah, definitely one that I love. So I'm really glad you had this in your ranking so I could at least show it some love, because I really wish I could have put it top 10.
And your number 8?
My number 8 is Finland. Now this song is very divisive. I've seen a lot of hate for it on social media, but honestly for me, I have not got tired of this at all, and I am so embracing the fun of it all. I think I will just always enjoy fun and a bit of novelty at Eurovision, and I know people have maybe got tired of that. I feel like since we've entered the Måneskin era that you speak of, people have come to Eurovision and now criticise entries like this. They feel like it takes Eurovision back. I would agree if there were like 37 songs like this, but there's not. So there's always place for some fun and some feel good. And at the end of the day, I think this is just a really great song. It gives me very cheesy 90s. All of it is just so memorable. And just like I've said for Spain, this is another song that just unashamedly puts a smile on my face. But at the same time, as much as it is better live, I do play it quite a lot, so it definitely has appeal in studio form as well.
This song does appear for me in my rankings. I have some strong opinions about it, which I will share with you later, but I can say we're definitely seeing the Karia factor this year. Many countries are successfully or unsuccessfully trying to emulate his brand of wacky. He did it so well, but I love this song, and I'll say more later on.
Whew, we've only just got started, and this is already quite exhausting for me trying to make my way through this. I wish I'd included Norway, and I wish I'd included Armenia, so this is stressing me out. But what's your number 7?
Well, Monsieur Robpa.
Vive la France!
My number 7 is, and I feel like this will be a shocker for some people because it is now the number 1 favourite, and that has influenced my decision to give it some more time, is Switzerland, The Code by Nemo. They are an incredible vocalist. Just watching those live performances from the pre-parties really changed my mind, and you told me to go check those out, and the fact that they could sing that live, hit those notes, dance for us, show us a good time, get the crowd going, and hit those notes means that Nemo is a really strong contender, and they are going to bring something to the song, their personality, their energy, and their vocals that will really wow people when they see it on TV and in the crowd. It's a really good song. It's just not necessarily my style that I go for and that I would listen to again and again, but you've got to give it that respect because it's one of the main contenders for a reason.
Well, I mean, I don't need to say any more about this because I am going to later, and that will come as no surprise to anyone who has watched any of these videos so far. Yeah, I'm really glad that this song has grown on you, and that makes me very happy. Yeah, I mean, I'll save my opinions for later for Nemo. But we'll move on to my number 7, which is a song that I don't think you'll have in your top 10, but it's time for another pop banger because my number 7 is Cypress. Look, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you're coming to my channel expecting me to have credible music critic opinions, you're not going to get it because I love a good dancey pop bop performed by a female who is willing to throw herself about the stage, and this is one of the best of those. Cypress always deliver for me. You will know how much I play Fuego all the time, El Diablo, Replay, La La Love was like one of our favourite songs of Euroclub last year. This is just another song to join the elite Cypriot female shake your tits, whack your hair around kind of song.
They're a very beautiful nation.
They're a very beautiful nation.
Who was that boy last year?
One of my most played of the year. I love to just strut around my house to this, sing along with it. Yeah, I don't think it's the best of the female songs. I still do have some more female pop-ups to come. But as far as it goes with songs that I'm playing all the time, this has such a replay factor, no pun intended. You've arrived at Pop-Up Central. Number 7, Celia Katsis, Liar, Cyprus. Is it in your top 10?
No, but it's a fun song and I'm sure I'll enjoy dancing in the crowd to it.
And you tell it so well, with such enthusiasm.
I've got on quality and uniqueness. Cyprus has a lot to live up to because they've got some bops.
This is true.
And it doesn't quite meet that mark for me. Eleni has ruined it for everyone after her.
No one can live up to Eleni, can they? I mean, there we go. I've given up trying to compare anything to Fuego because it is my favourite Eurovision entry of all time.
And it will win Eurovision All Stars when that finally happens.
You insist this is going to happen, Eleni Ferreira to win Eurovision All Stars as and when it happens. Number 6 for you.
Staying in the Mediterranean, we have Greece.
Ooh.
Zari by Marina Satti. Not Marina
Yes.
Joyce, not Marina Summer, not Marina Diamandis, but
Marina Satti.
Well, yes.
There's a long list of talented Marinas, but this particular one has brought us Greek flair, but it's current, it's pop. And I have read that she is showcasing Greek youth culture. I don't know in what way because I'm not a Greek youth, and I don't speak Greek, but the song and the video is very on trend, like people dancing in the street. I would feel, if I was a young person in Greece, excited that this artist was representing me. I think this will chart across Europe. I will play it next year, not just this year. Do I think it's gonna win? I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked. Whether that means the same thing.
It would be gag of the
Outside
century.
the realm of possibility, yeah.
I mean, this, yes, is higher up my list, so I won't say everything I've got to say about it right now. I hope the jury respect it the way you do. Part of me worries this song is almost like ahead of its time, because I think this is like the most current song of the whole year. Of all 37 songs, I think this is so bang on trend.
In that's true, but then there are a lot of people trying to be Rosalia. Like, we've said that a few times.
I don't know. I read that she's done music like this for a while, and there is a certain subculture of like Greek reggaeton, which is like.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think this is necessarily.
And who are we to speak on that, because we're not experts in that? But that's what I love about Eurovision. It's bringing us underground subcultures that we didn't know about, and bringing them to the forefront and doing it very well.
I think copycats in Eurovision are so easy to suss out.
And she is
And
not
I think
one.
the reason why we love her is because even if this does sound like other artists, or we can compare it to other artists, she pulls it off with such a professionalism that it's like, well, this is now Marina Satti's sound, rather than her copying someone else. That's what I think is so great about this. My number 6 keeps us where we are sat right now. I am going to the United Kingdom.
Make me dizzy from your kisses.
Compared to other songs that I reacted to in my top 10, I feel like that I gave this a little bit of a scathing review in the first time I heard it. My initial reaction was, oh, this could have gone harder. I wish this maybe like popped off a little bit more. However, as of the time where I'm filming this video, this is my most played song of the year, and it has grown and grown and grown, and I think that speaks to the quality of its production. I think it's so well produced. Every part of it sounds really quality to me. I think the whole thing just feels, just like a really well-made pop song that I can listen to again and again, and I'm not getting bored of this at all. Carried by a really charismatic performer. I love his tone of voice. The whole kind of cool electro feel doesn't necessarily scream at you on first listen, and I still worry about that for Eurovision, but I think it does take a few listens because it doesn't shout at you. But that has become its charm for me, the fact that it doesn't have to shout at you. Some of these songs are like dying for your attention. This just kind of lays back, and it's just kind of like, you'll love me when you're ready to love me, and I now absolutely love this song. Love it, love it, love it.
And
love that I can support the UK as well.
It definitely appears in my list. I'll give you the full verdict later on in the video, so keep watching. But
You're
I have shaved my head recently in support of Miss Ollie Alexander,
Period.
and the hair will not be coming back until he wins.
The wig has flown in support of Ollie Alexander, let it be known. Right, we're moving on to our top 5 now. This is the top 5 of 37 songs. This is an illustrious place to be. If you belong here, you should be very happy about it. What is your numero 5?
My number 5 has already appeared. Can you guess?
Spain?
No.
Oh. No.
Finland, No Rules. Incredible song. The songwriting, the vocals, perfection, but I think the performance really lets it down.
Oh.
They've gone too far down the trap of being a novelty performance. When the song is already camp, the song is already retro, it's got that Eurodance, like noughties feel to it. I feel like just by performing it and giving the song credibility, they're trying way too hard. Karia was novelty, he was silly, but he was also stylish in his own way.
And it felt natural. It didn't feel like it was
Yeah.
trying to be anything that he wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas this performance of the song is going for a reaction, and I think if you're watching this, Windows 95 man, sack your choreographer, sack your stylist, start again, and you could win. But he's not going to do that.
No, this is never winning in any universe. This is not winning.
Well, sack your choreographer, sack your stylist, and you can get my vote. But currently, I love you. I love your song, incredibly written, and I do get behind his personality, and I'm not saying change who you are, but I don't think that's going to wash at Eurovision anymore, just being the funniest act. There's a lot of crazy shit out there on the internet now, so it takes a lot to shock us, and I think this doesn't shock us. It possibly makes people cringe.
Well, it does. This is a very divisive song. I would say possibly the most divisive song of the year online. But I kind of feel like it needs all the crazy. I don't know if it would suffer otherwise. I kind of don't know if it would hold its own. I think the performance is what seals the deal for me. I do get your critique that maybe it goes a bit too far on the silly stage, but I'm kind of not mad about that because it's going to be fun to watch. Like, I'm excited to see this live because of what we've been presented already. Would I be as excited to see it if he was just going to stand still? Or maybe it just needs one of the things taken away. We've got, like, they come out of a Fabergé egg, he's got no pants on, then he's got denim shorts, then they're on fire. Like, there are a lot of elements.
Yeah.
Maybe take one thing off, I guess.
As Coco Chanel said, before you hit the Eurovision stage, take one thing off.
Coco Chanel, Windows 95 man. Two people you didn't think you'd hear in the same sentence. But no, I do accept your point. Do I agree? Not necessarily, but I hear your point. My number 5 is Lithuania. Falls into maybe a similar category to Ollie Alexander's song, in it being like a young, cool, trendy male with a song that kind of falls into like that electronic dance realm. But when I have this in my headphones, the bass just absolutely thumps on this song, and I like listening to this on the way to work. It makes me walk faster because it's such like an energetic song. I just think this is a really, and I hate using this word because it's such like a dad word to use, but it's very cool.
You girls keep me young. Ugh, I love you so much.
It's just kind of like minimal movement, but the whole thing just feels, as I described Sweden as earlier, very slick, but in a way that I don't think we've necessarily heard at Eurovision before. I don't think, it's not like reinventing the wheel, but at the same time, I can't think of a song to compare this to, and I'm really behind this, and I really hope it does well at Eurovision. Is this a song in your top 10?
No, I do remember really respecting this performance when you showed it to me on YouTube before, and I think very well put together song, very well put together performance. Don't have any criticism for it. It just didn't stick in my memory.
Mm-hmm.
But my memory is a sieve, especially when it comes to music. It takes a good few listens to register for me. So this may be one that grows. If I was Ollie Alexander, I would be shaking in my boots because just as he shaved his hair off, this twink has gone and stolen his look.
This is the year of the twink, I feel. I also just love the fact that this is in Lithuanian. I feel like it's really catchy, even though it's in a language that I don't know. It kind of just brings that extra element to it. Like, it already is a really slick, polished, produced pop song, but then it's got that flavour of introducing Lithuanian to it, which I think just gives it that extra knack. So when I'm comparing it to Ollie Alexander, who's my 6th favourite, I think this just has that extra notch of individuality, which is why I just put it higher, and I think it's why I'm rooting for this a little bit more, because I'm like, good on Lithuania, sending a national language but doing it in such a cool way. Your number 4, what are we going for?
Sticking with the theme of Lethwink, the UK, where we are right now. Ollie Alexander, Dizzy. I was very happy to hear that we had Ollie Alexander, because I've been saying for years the UK music scene is one of the most biggest and influential in the world. Why aren't we using the people that we have that are already successful? So I respected the choice of Ollie Alexander, but I was worried for what the song was going to be. Was it going to be overly produced, trying to be a Eurovision song? But instantly, within 2 or 3 listens, I was dancing to it. I was singing it all day. I had it in the club that night. It went down well. I think it's going to get a lot of respect. Is it going to win?
No.
I don't know. I doubt it. I think there's just a lot of competition. Wait, can we vote for it? Because we'll be in Sweden. No.
No, but we'll still have a UK.
I'm going to get a Swedish SIM card,
Okay,
especially.
let's break the law for Ollie.
Yeah, no, we're going to get a good performance. He's a well-established touring artist.
Yes.
I've seen him live. He knows how to entertain the crowd.
We're not going to get the May Muller nerves, are we?
No, and we love May.
We do.
Yeah.
Justice for May.
Insert picture of us and May Muller here.
She's the mother. She is your mother.
It's lovely that we can both support the UK for a third year in a row. Like,
last year you had Finland's flag wrapped around you.
But I still loved I Wrote a Song.
Yeah, but I will happily have a Union Jack around me. Although I might not drape a British flag around me with a skinhead, because that looks a little bit nationalist.
Oh,
but
not a bandy folk, just a folk. Moving on to my number 4, I am going with another banger, another female pop banger, and that is Austria. The song is We Will Rave by Colleen. I think if you'd have put all 37 of these songs in a lineup, and Patrick we could pick one out and go, this sounds like a song you would love, you would pick this song, wouldn't you? It is the most up my street song known to man. It is an energetic, fun pop song that means nothing. There is no emotion. Okay, sorry, I forgot that you're a massive raver. I don't need to feel emotional about every song. Some songs just make you want to dance. And this song is so good at doing that, but it also takes it into a different realm. Again, it's not reinventing the wheel, but it takes you into that kind of like 90s underground rave kind of feel at times when it breaks down at the end, which is something that we've never heard before. And it just really transports you into this kind of industrial feeling, but then it's surrounded and it's wrapped up in what is just like an amazing pop song. What it's doing is perfect for Eurovision. It's gonna be so good on stage. It's just so much fun, and it's a sort of song that I will play year on year on year, and it will just be that sort of song that puts a smile on my face. I think what didn't make it top 3 for me is that I can feel that this was written for Eurovision. I feel like this was clearly put through like a writing camp for people who are like, oh, this will go down well, this will go down well. So I can hear a bit of the thought process behind it, whereas the top 3 for me feel a little bit more organic. That is my only criticism though, because this is just me, this is what I listen to, and if you watch my reaction to this, I spent the whole time like and that's how I'll be at Malmo. It just really just makes you want to rave. Is this in your top 3?
Well, I think, speaking of the top 3, we're there because she appears as my number 3.
Okay.
I love Colleen. I think she's a great girl and she's written a great song.
She's a great performer.
She's a great performer, yeah. We saw her at the
pre-party in Madrid, yeah.
And where the vocals suffered, the performance.
Charisma.
Yeah, the performance came through. She looks like a pop star.
She sounds like a pop star.
Yeah, does she sound like one? That's the question. But she looks like a pop star, and it's an incredible song. It harks back to Cascada, the Clubland Eurodance years, Clubland. And I am here for that. I think we need a Clubland revival. I think this would have been a fan favourite if it was submitted 10 years ago or 5 years in the future.
That, yeah.
The fans will enjoy this song. We'll be hearing it at Eurovision parties for years to come. It's not going to win. But I'm not predicting my winner here. I'm just choosing my favourites, and this is my most streamed out of all the Eurovision songs so far.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it does have meaning. It's about dancing through the pain, which is a common theme in pop songs.
Yeah.
But no one knows a thing about my haunted soul. I relate to that in the club, you know, when you're popping your pussy away, no one knows what's going on inside.
Bullshit.
Bullshit, Vivian. And I know exactly. Bullshit.
I've never been to a rave, but she's made me want to start. I like to club, I like to party, but I've never been to a full-on.
I get the feeling you wouldn't ever hear this song at a rave.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. You'd hear it in the gay club.
I agree with you about the club. This song is very nostalgic, but in the best way. It brings all the things that you would want in a Eurovision song. It hits all the right notes. Okay, so now we're moving on to my top 3, and I have switched about the order of these a few times, but we're going to move on to a song that we've already discussed, but I stayed a little bit quieter on, and that is Grease. This has been number 2 for me for a while, and I just kept sort of switching and swapping around. I love this song. As I said earlier, I think it probably is the most on-trend current song of the year so far. It's very ambitious. We've never heard anything really do a reggaeton style ever at Eurovision. You would expect Spain to have sent something like that by now, but they haven't. And I just think it's a bold and brave move for Greece, and that's what puts it ahead of the likes of Austria, who I think the song is quite safe. This is not safe. They've gone balls to the wall. It feels like something that wasn't written for Eurovision. It feels like something that you would just hear someone release outside of Eurovision, and that makes me respect this so much more. It's daring, it's going to do something that we've never seen before at Eurovision, and I really hope that is rewarded, because fundamentally this is just such a catchy song, and I walk around the house going, gra, gra, gra. Like, it really does just make you want to absolutely pop off. You cannot keep your body still during this.
You can't.
Physically cannot keep your body still during this, and I believe her as an artist as well. As I said earlier, I think she's so convincing as an artist. This is nearly a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, high quality song.
So
It's
good.
definitely going to be on the left hand side of the board. I can't predict where it'll place. It could be at the top, it could be further down, but that's exciting. This year is a very exciting year because there are front runners, but there's no fixed front runner in the way that Loreen walked in there, took the trophy and left. She knew what was going to happen. There's none of that this year.
I think this is something that I want the juries to get behind, because I don't think we should just reward songs that sound like they could be on the radio. I think we should be rewarding songs like this, which are creative but fantastic, because that's what we should be encouraging. We don't want to just encourage everyone to send a song that you'd hear on Radio 1. I really applaud whoever thought they could take a risk on this, because this is not what I ever would have thought Greece would send. When I think of Greek music, this isn't necessarily what comes to my brain.
But she's educating us on Greek music
Exactly.
because we aren't really aware.
Exactly, I love that. It's opening my mind up to something that I wouldn't have expected.
So now we're on to our top
2.
2.
Ooh!
The big reveal, because
The runner-up for you.
pause for the big reveal.
I got a trick up my sleeve.
My number 2 is Zora, Zora, Zora.
Yo soy una mujer real. Y si me pongo visceral.
We have Spain, the established electronic music duo Nebulosa. Nebulosa is not just the woman, it is the act. The guy on the keyboard in the back is also part of Nebulosa, if you didn't know. But all I'm thinking about is Maria, because gorgeous woman, so much style, so much class. What a face. Snatched.
The Donatella Versace of
Yeah,
Eurovision.
it is Donatella Versace on the Eurovision stage,
Expensive.
singing to the gays. This is the only song that I put on this year, and instantly, before the end of the video, I was dancing along to it, smiling away in awe of what was before my eyes. Zora means whore or bitch. Is she allowed to swear?
Yeah, they've claimed that Zora means like fox or vixen, I think, is it? Not fox, vixen. So
There's
that they can
ambiguity in the translation.
skate around
But
it,
when
yeah.
those Spanish people were singing along and they knew every word by the time she got to the final of Benidorm Fest, they knew they were shouting bitch or whore. And reclaiming that word is actually so important. I sometimes stop myself saying bitch when I'm referring to somebody I dislike, because yes, call someone out, but does that need to be gendered? Like, would I call like a female manager I don't like? Would I call them a bastard? Probably not. So should I be saying bitch? No. So to reclaim that word that she probably gets all the time, because there is taboo to like a sexy older woman who's had surgery, who dresses young, dresses revealingly. There is taboo to that in life, and she probably gets a lot of shit, and she's reclaiming that. I haven't seen anything much like this at all at Eurovision before. It's something different, you'll remember it.
I feel like Nebulosa will be referred to, regardless of how they do, even if this comes last. I feel like Nebulosa will be someone who people refer to for years to come because they are iconic. This song is iconic.
I cannot predict how it will place right now.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it'll be well received. I love it. I'm sure you love it. What number was it for you?
It was my number 9, but like my number 9 is still like a 9 out of 10 because I'm just obsessed with Eurovision.
By no means am I predicting it as second place, but just in terms of the reaction I got when I first watched it, this was the only song that gave me that instant visceral reaction where it just made me want to smile, and I could already see that it was iconic. My
number 2, we're coming to my runner-up now. Who's going to be the winner? I feel like you might be shaking my camera. Is Italy. Woo! The song is La Noia by Angelina Mango. This was my number 1 for a very long time, and if I think about what the best pop song of the year is, this is it. I feel like the quality of this song speaks for itself, but I don't even really need to tell you why. It just feels really well produced. It's performed by someone who feels like such a professional, even though I think Angelina is quite young, but I just got a real sense of ease and confidence from her that I just didn't really doubt anything about it. It just felt so natural to her. Such a fantastic pop song that just cannot be denied. It doesn't matter what language it's in. A great produced pop song will translate anywhere. As soon as that instrumental hits, dun, 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 you really do just want to dance, but not just in a way that you're just like, oh, this is throwaway Eurovision pop music. This is a standout song inside or outside of Eurovision, and I knew from the first time I heard this, I think I said, oh, this could be a winner, and I definitely think it could be a winner because it's just so immediate. You don't need 2 or 3 listens to get this.
And Italy always brings us quality.
True.
But where I think there's a difference this year is they brought us quality and fun at the same time, and you can't argue with either of those. You can't say that it's not an amazing, polished, classically written song, but it also has that danceable factor, which they don't always have.
This takes some of the things that I loved about sort of like early 2010s pop songs that were set by the likes of like Turkey and like Azerbaijan and Greece, where they just felt very European, but you wanted to dance to them. And it takes those elements, but sort of really brings them into 2024 into something that does feel very contemporary.
Well, I think it's time to reveal my winner, my favourite, who I will be voting for.
Who could it be?
It's Miss Mango.
There we go. What a perfect segue.
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised actually that it's not your number 1, but you've appreciated it and played it with me recently. Yeah. We've watched the videos together. We watched her San Remo performance where she stole the show. The fact that she's had that, she was chosen by industry insiders and the judges of San Remo, goes to show that it isn't just a fun dance song. It is respectable, and what I like about it is you instantly can hear that it's Italian. There's no mistaking that. I can imagine us like spinning around in circles to listen to the crowd. And yeah, I want her to win. She deserves to win. She's clearly got so much potential as an artist. I've checked out what she's done before, but she's not that prolific yet, but she has a vision, she's talented. The title, La Noia, which means boredom, that message, I love the song anyway, and then I went away and Googled the lyrics and it spoke to me even more. It's about the boredom of modern life, that feeling of nothingness. But how do you react to that? Dance.
Dance for it, yeah.
And that's what we should be doing, even though we're empty on the inside.
I think this is the birth of a really solid pop star.
No matter what happens, I want to see what she does next.
Exactly, and that's what this is about.
So, your number 1, Miss Rob Pop.
Well, you may.
Has it placed on my list? Tell us that.
It has placed on your list, and I'm
trying to guess
that I would talk about it later. So I guess if you can piece together the puzzle.
Is it?
Whenever you're ready.
Is it Nemo?
You broke the code. My number 1, quite easily, I would say, is Switzerland.
I went to hell and back to find myself on track.
It's the song that I feel the most passionate and most connected to out of all the songs this year. Again, you may have seen my reaction for this, you may not. I spent the entirety of my first listen of this going, what is this? I was just in like varying states of shock. I couldn't believe where this song was taking me. It just thumped me over the head from first listen, and it was just like, it grabbed my attention in the most sort of like forceful way. It was like, you will listen to me, you won't know what's coming next, so stay tuned for each little part.
A roller coaster ride in the fast lane.
It is, absolutely. It grips you for the whole 3 minutes, but not in a way that feels typical Eurovision, and again, could only be pulled off in the right hands, and there is no doubt that Nemo is the right person and it is in the right hands. Seeing them do it live just proves the point of how good they are, because they do the operatic, they can do the rap, they can do the pop parts of it. I just got such an immediate feeling from this that just washed over me, and I just couldn't believe what I was watching, and I knew in that moment I'd watched something special. There are lots of other amazing pop songs that have got great melodies, they're very catchy, they're this, they're that, but this is everything.
I agree. I cannot argue with how you place this song. As I said in my reaction to the song, I completely will not be shocked one bit if it wins. Would be a deserved winner. Just wasn't the standout for me, and that's just personal taste, but I will be enjoying the performance, and I think the performance will really bring it to life. We don't know how Nemo is going to stage this. I know that their style so far as they performed it has been very unique and interesting, so I know they've got something special to bring, and for a song like this it really deserves impactful staging and performance.
Yeah.
But even if you stripped it back, just a singer and a microphone, those vocals are enough to blow you away.
Like the running thread between my three favourites, Marina Sati, Angelina Manga and Nemo, and I think all three of their songs would not be as special without those artists, and Nemo is a shining example of that. I am so passionate about this song. I really want it to win, and I do have a Swiss flag that will be arriving before May, so I can wave it. I'm rooting for this song. I love it so much.
And people approach you and think of Swiss, and you don't speak
Cool.
any French or German.
That's fine. They can think what they want. They can think what they want. Woo! We did it. We did it. We got through our top 10 together. Mwah! It was amazing to have you on board. I don't usually have people here, but it's great to actually get some different views, hear some different songs. I would never have had Ireland in here, but it's always great to get different perspectives.
Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. If you want to see more of me, if you want to see less of Rob and me just become the full-time host.
Maybe, yeah. Just comment below if that is what you want. But equally, comment down below, what are your top 10s? Ever anything we missed out? Do you agree with our opinions? Or we'd love to hear from you, so let me know down below.
And please subscribe. He works really hard on these, and he needs money to buy a background.
If his videos don't look so shit in 2025, that may be why. But for now, it's been amazing. Thank you very much for watching. Love to all the countries at Eurovision this year, and good night.